I'm Jasmine, the founder of the charity Cancer Hair Care and a specialist hairdresser. This video is a guide for people with Afro hair who are going to lose their hair due to chemotherapy treatments. I want to start by thanking over 200 women who have Afro hair and have been through the experience of chemotherapy treatment and shared with me their experience so that I can make this video for you. Together we've looked at what works well, tips and ideas, and what doesn't work so well. So in this video, I'll give you a broad overview of things that could be helpful to you. The first place to start is when you're diagnosed with cancer and you're told that your type of chemotherapy is going to cause hair loss. A lot of people want to know, is there a way to prevent hair falling out? Well, there is a way to prevent it, and it's called scalp cooling, or some people refer to it as cold cap treatment, and it really depends if the hospital you're being treated in offers it to their patients, number one. Number two, if you're suitable for it. Now, first of all, it's really important for you to know that people with all hair types are suitable for scalp cooling, including Afro hair. Now, it's fair to say that perhaps not all cancer professionals are aware of that, and I know that all the scalp cooling manufacturers and the NHS are working very hard to make sure that people are aware that both males and females of all ages from adult age are able to currently have scalp cooling. So what is it? Scalp cooling is a way to try and minimise hair loss during chemotherapy treatment. I've made some in-depth videos about it, so if you're interested in it, I really suggest you watch one of those. But in terms of Afro hair, it's really important to know, one, if you're offered it, you can try it. And number two, there isn't any evidence to show that Afro hair compared to a different hair type will have any more success rate, higher or lower than any other hair type. So scalp cooling is a way to prevent hair loss if that's an option you take. If you're wearing braids or hair extensions, it's really important to know that it's beneficial to remove these before you start treatment. If you are going to try scalp cooling treatment, you'll need to remove them. And if you're going to lose your hair and you're trying to get ready for that, it's better to remove them. And the reason is, if you're wearing any kind of tight braids, weaves or hair extensions, they're going to put a pull onto the hair follicle. Now, when hair loss first happens, around 10 to 14 days after your first chemotherapy treatment, the scalp can be very, very sensitive. This isn't very pleasant sometimes, but it really is normal. And what that means is if you've also got additionally a weave sewn in, or you've got a hair extension glued or tight braids, that can make it very, very sore and sensitive and very difficult to remove those braids or extensions or weaves at the time when your scalp's feeling very tender. So my advice, and the advice of all the ladies I consulted with, is do remove them before you start your chemotherapy treatment. So when you lose your hair, you may be looking for ways to feel comfortable. Now, you may be very comfortable being bare and looking after your scalp, or you may like the option of a wig. What I'd like you to know is that if you're being treated by the NHS, you're entitled to a referral, which in a way is a prescription, to a wig supplier. Now, the NHS don't make wigs. There's no such thing as actually an NHS wig. Your healthcare trust will have a local wig supplier that they give the contract to, and all NHS suppliers must offer you something which is suitable for your natural hair type, or something that works for you and is suitable for you, something that's familiar. And the reason I want you to know that is the NHS, along with wig suppliers, are working quite hard at the moment to make sure that people with Afro hair feel very welcome to their supply. So for example, it may be that you're looking for something, this is has tiny little fine braids in it, or you may want a natural Afro wig. If you want something that replicates your own type of style and hair, you can very much ask for it. If you have any problems with that, please get in touch with us at Cancer Hair Care and let your cancer nurse specialist know via the NHS, because we're all here to support you, and wig suppliers and the NHS, we all want you to have a very good experience. If you do wear a wig, there are items called wig caps that you can wear underneath the wig. This is trial and error. For some people, they find that they help a wig to feel like it doesn't slip so much. They often offer some comfort as well if your wig feels a little bit itchy. But what I'd like you to know is that they come in a range of colours, and specifically you can choose skin coloured wig caps. A lot of people don't know this, and it may be that you haven't seen them in a range of colours. And if they do just show from outside of your wig, then you want to make sure it is the same colour as your skin. Sometimes people choose a wig cap that's the same colour as their wig, and for other people it's the same as their skin colour. Additionally, you can get items like this. So this is a cap with hair attached. The hair is actually velcroed on, and it comes in various styles. And I don't know if you can see this on the video, but it's very tiny braids. So as well as wigs, there are caps with hair and all kinds of things available in multiple different hair textures. Or perhaps you might just go for some headwear. I want to tell you what hair loss friendly headwear is. So specialist headwear has been designed to cover the areas around here, around the natural hairline at the front and back, so that it doesn't slip and sits nice and snugly and securely on your head when you're hair free. So you can get all types of things, something like this, which is very much just a natural frame of your scalp and in a plain colour. You can get items like this, which are in ethnic and batik styles, and these are designed so that when they're on the head, there's a little bit of shape and bulk there, so it might look like you've got hair underneath there. The thing about something like this is, when you're hair free, you're not relying on the shape of your hair to hold your scarf on your head. It may be that you're used to wearing headscarves, but it's a different thing wearing a headscarf when you're completely hair free to tying a headscarf over a bulk of hair. So as well as these type of ethnic styles, there's also patterned scarves. So if you're someone who'd like to try something very long with lots of fabric, instead of just tying a piece of fabric, these ones are cleverly made for hair loss. They actually have a hole in them already so that you pop your head in there and you can tie those to shape. But I've made lots of videos about different types of headwear, so that's just a small introduction for you there. When it comes to looking after your scalp, one tip that might be very helpful for you is using something like coconut oil. Now, many people with Afro hair are used to using coconut oil to moisturise your skin and also for your hair. But my key tip is just use a tiny bit when you're hair free. Number one, your hair won't be there to absorb that extra oily layer. And number two, you don't want too much oil, so a wig or headwear might slip. So coconut oil is great to use during treatment on your skin all over, and particularly for your scalp, but just use a tiny little bit. Same goes for when your hair grows back. If you overload it with too many oils, then the hair might separate out too much, making it look sparse. And finally, there's lots of free resources available to you, such as things like these. These hair loss dollies come in a range of different skin colours, so there's a tone to suit everybody. And these dollies turn inside out. So they start with hair, and then you turn them the other way, and they're hair free with scarves and hats, so that you could explain to young children why you're going to lose your hair. As well as that, we have other free resources such as activity packs, again to help young children understand maybe mummies, aunties or grannies' hair loss. And within those activity packs, there's a range of characters with different skin colours that you can cut out, and children can enjoy putting hats and scarves on them. So again, it becomes something more familiar to them. Please visit my website, cancerhaircare.co.uk, where you'll find an Afro hair guide where I cover lots of different topics that hopefully will support you during your hair loss. Thanks very much. I hope that's been helpful to you, and I very much look forward to seeing you again. Bye for now.